degree does not necessarily guarantee security anymore. Clarity is what's leading to income and outcomes. But I want to talk to you today about something that I'm noticing. I've had hundreds of conversations with people who did everything right. They went to school, they got their degree, some even got a master's degree or higher, and they have credentials, they've got experience. Maybe not the experience companies are looking for, but they've got experiences. They just don't know. They've got credentials. They followed the instructions that they were given by the system, and now they're unemployed, discouraged, and they're wondering, what was the point of all of that work? The worst part is, at some point, all of the rejection, all of the ghosting, all of the imposter syndrome that comes with having something that you feel should have made you something else and not having what they promised you would have, you start to think that something is wrong with you. People are thinking that something's wrong with them, that they're broken. And in most cases, the problem is not them. Some occasions, it's like, yeah, you could probably improve a little bit about you. But for the most part, it's not you. You're not broken. The environment has changed. The rules have changed. But nobody has explained the new game. If this is resonating with you so far, type me in the chat. I just want to see how many people are feeling this too, because the jobs are out there. There's hundreds of thousands of jobs available. I see them every day in my LinkedIn feed. There's jobs. There's now hiring signs everywhere. But the unemployment rate is just about the same. So why is the connection not happening? Why are people not getting hired? Why are people not getting jobs? Why are the same jobs on the market for so long and all these interviews are happening, but no one's getting jobs? There was a time where memorizing information was enough, where degrees clearly led to jobs. But today, employers and clients are asking a different question. They're not just asking what you know. They're asking, what problem can you solve? Knowledge alone does not create value anymore. And I might even argue that knowledge alone has never truly created value. It's always been applied knowledge that creates value. How do I apply the knowledge I have to create value for the employer, for the client, for the person that's coming to me for help? This is the shift that most people were never taught. So when someone does everything that they were told to do, and it still doesn't work, they can feel stuck, they can feel embarrassed, they can feel confused, they can feel behind. And most of us are feeling behind. Like, I'm 34, I'm 40 this, I'm 50 something, I'm 60, and I still feel like I haven't reached where I want to be in life. Great, there's no timeline. There's no set, I should have this by this age. You're not behind. You were trained for a world that no longer exists, unfortunately, and now you're just learning to adapt. And that's good news, because it doesn't mean that you failed. It means that you're evolving. And if I may be completely honest with you, change is the only thing that's consistent. The only thing that I can guarantee you at all times, no matter what, is consistent is the fact that things are going to change. Nothing is going to be the same. And I know you're feeling this with AI starting to be implemented into everything. Change is happening so fast, it's hard to keep up. There are thousands of AI startup companies starting every day because AI can help you do things so much faster. And that's great. One of the biggest shifts that's happening right now is this. A degree used to show people what you studied, where you specialized. But opportunities are coming from clearly communicating the value that you're creating in the marketplace. And most people, when they're asked to describe themselves or tell me about yourself, that dreaded question, they say something like, I'm a dedicated, conscientious worker. I'm a hard worker. I'm passionate about XYZ, insert jargon. I'm a team player. I like to, you know, achieve measurable KPIs and exceed expectations in my role, and all this stuff that the people saying it don't like to say it. The people hearing it don't like to hear it. So why are we doing it? I mean, really, why are we perpetuating something that we don't even like in the first place? because employers aren't buying general statements. Nobody's buying general statements. People are buying and responding to clear outcomes. They need to know clearly I'm at A, I need to be at B. How do you bridge my gap? Right? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? How do we bridge the gap? And once you bridge that gap, you can clap because you've bridged a gap that most people don't even realize exists. So there is a line from my offer clarity worksheet that explains this perfectly. It says vague offers get applause, but specific offers get paid. And right now, there's a lot of vagueness because people were trained to memorize information and pass tests and take multiple choice, but they're not taught how to be specific and clear to a general population that actually like is human and needs to be talked to like they're five. Every time I try to talk above people's heads with everything I know, yeah, I sound smart, I sound clear and clever, but it's not clear to them what they're getting, if it's even for them. And if you want to get paid, whether it's in a W-2 job or freelancing, you've got to be painfully clear about where you're going to take people. Where are they now? Where do they want to be? How do you bridge that gap? Clarity is what's creating confidence. If I'm clear, I'm confident. And if I'm confident, I can create opportunities. It has taken me a long time to get clear on what it is I do, because what I do naturally and what most of us do naturally doesn't really seem like a big deal until you get around someone who realizes that what you're doing is a big deal to them. When you're saying something and someone's like, "Oh my God, let me go, hold on, let me grab a notepad. I gotta write that down. What did you say?" And I'm like, I have no idea what I just said because it's flowing through me in the moment. So I want us to try something simple right now. I want you to think about this. What do people already come and ask you for help with? Think about your friends, think about your coworkers, think about your family, people that are in your circle. What problems are they naturally coming to you to solve? Because that's usually where your real value is living. And I have a simple structure that you can use that I've borrowed from different places because all of them are great, but they're incomplete on their own. So I combine them to make it something that's really valuable. So the structure goes like this. As a person who struggled with this problem that everyone can relate to, right? And learned this lesson that this whole problem was there to teach me, I'm now passionate about helping this specific person to solve this specific problem so they can experience this that they're not experiencing now without having to pain point that everyone is experiencing that they're trying to get over. So an example of this is, as someone who struggled with feeling stuck in my career and not knowing how to position my skills, but learned how to communicate my value clearly, I'm now passionate about helping high potential professionals, say that 10 times fast, clarify what they offer so they can create new opportunities without having to start over or go back to school. Whew. Try filling that in for yourself. I'll post it somewhere, or you can rewind the video. Can you rewind a live? I don't think you can. I have the outline here. I'll just put it here in the comments for you. I don't know. It says it's going to go to all, but it probably won't. Who knows? And then I'll post the example. Boom. There you go. So as you fill that in for yourself, you'll know what it is that is your value, what you have to offer. And look, not everyone's a business owner, but the way the world is shifting now and the ratio of jobs available to people that are unemployed, it's clear that there's a shift happening and something different has to happen. Something has to change. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. We're probably going to have to go into business for ourselves, which is probably a better thing because then you don't have to wear golden handcuffs. No offense to employers and companies, but they need robots. And we're not meant to be robots. Just is what it is. If something is coming to mind for you, type clarity in the chat. Like, I want to know what yours is. And maybe we can help clarify it this Wednesday at 7 Central Standard Time on the Greater University Call inside school, where we can walk through it together. I know this has been really heavy so far, so I want to lighten it up just a little bit and tell you that, you know, there is hope, whether you feel it or not, whether you realize it or not. Everything is happening exactly as it should at all times, in all places, for all people, without exception. And that's the part that is so hard to swallow, is that without exception. Because horrible things happen every day. There are things that shouldn't happen to our standards, with our understanding. But everything happens for a reason. It's either a reason, a season, a lifetime, a lesson, a blessing. Things are happening for us, not to us. And it's so arrogant to believe that things are happening to us because we are the speck in this infinite spectrum of time. We only have so much time on this earth to create the change we're meant to create. And for us to believe that it's happening to us, it's absurd. We're here to have some fun helping other people to figure out their life as we figure out ours. I've heard it said like this before by a mentor of mine: life is just one beggar showing another beggar where he got some bread. That's it. I don't have to be an expert to teach you. I just have to be a couple steps ahead of where you are and show you the way so that you don't fumble like I did. Period. So the beautiful part, another encouraging part, is you don't have to figure this out alone anymore. AI can actually help you. It can help you to identify your transferable skills, clarify your offer, practice communicating your value, prepare you for interviews, generate positioning ideas. But most people are using AI passively. They're asking generic random questions. They're getting generic answers. The thing is hallucinating because they haven't given it enough context as to what they need it to do for them. And they're staying stuck. I played this game for a minute. Like, AI seems really cool at first. You start, putting your ideas in and helping flesh it out. And at some point, you see how great it's working. And you're like, yeah, you know what? Just do the thinking for me. Just generate the image for me. And before you know it, it's hard to think. It is really hard to generate an idea or do some deep thinking on your own. And you realize you're atrophying a muscle, because the brain is a muscle and you got to work that baby out. So I got stuck. I was trying to create and it just didn't work. I was on the beach. I couldn't use my brain. I wanted to put it into ChatGPT and just get it over with. So inside Greater University, we will show you specific ways to train your AI to work for you, so that it actually helps you to do things like clarify your positioning, structure ideas, take action faster. Because AI is most powerful when it's paired with clear thinking, because clarity is what directs the tool. So Greater University is something I created, and it exists to help people move from theory into action, to level up from where they are. It's all based on the book, From Waiter to Greater. It's not just the story of going from waiter to corporate, multiple six figures, whatever. Money is a tool. It's a framework that no matter where you are, you can learn to level up from where you are to wherever you want to go. And it's proven. I've worked it inside and out, backwards and forwards. It works. People don't need more information because there's way too much information that is available to us, and we're still in the same place we've been. So obviously information isn't the thing we need. Maybe we need clarity, confidence, direction, momentum. I don't know, just saying, these are the things I've seen that work. When someone's clear, they can be confident. When they're confident, they have more direction because they're confident about where they're going. And once they're confident in where they're going, momentum happens naturally. So inside the community, we practice turning knowledge into value. We run exercises like the story mining workshop, where we mine our stories and make our pain pay us. The belief reframe protocol, where we take the beliefs that are limiting us and we reframe them so that we're telling mental stories that actually help us win. This is what we've done in the last 2 weeks. We learn how to use what has happened to us and turn it into learning that we can actually turn into earnings, which is what we did last week. And this week, we're doing the offer clarity framework where we help you identify who you help, what problem you solve, how to communicate your value clearly. And when you can clearly explain the value that you bring, that's when the opportunities start appearing. It's so simple, it hurts. So you can join Greater University for free. And this isn't a sales pitch. I'm just inviting you, letting you know it exists, because how are you going to join if you don't know it exists? Inside, you get daily meditations that remind you what to focus on for today. Because, guys, if you stay in the basics, I promise you don't have to get back to them. And in the end, life is all about the basics: air, water, food, gratitude, community, connection, doing simple things in a disciplined way so that you automate the things that help you to thrive. Framework guides, practical exercises, a community that's focused on execution. And if you want to participate in the live sessions, that's where the charge is. But we apply this work together. That membership is $47 a month. That's basically, I think, like $1.56 a day. And that's less than most subscriptions that people forget they have anyway. But this one builds momentum. And another offer I've just created is, if you're a business owner and you're trying to build something online, or you've already built something online, I also offer UX audits where I analyze your website, funnel, messaging, customer journey, and I show you where there's some clarity gaps that are potentially costing you revenue and opportunities. Because most of our ideas are not failing, or they have not failed. They just weren't communicated clearly enough for people to understand that it was for them or what it could do. So I want to encourage you, don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. There is something that's going to come if you just keep going. When you plant a seed, you don't dig up the soil 3 days later because you haven't seen anything happen. You keep watering it. You give it sunlight, you give it time, and you trust that what's happening needs to happen. And first, the seed needs to grow roots so that it's strong enough to support the shoot and the fruit once it sprouts when it's time. But all things in their time. You are probably way closer than you think, so don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. And I want to encourage you, you don't have to become someone else in order to get what you're wanting to get in life, or be who you want to be. You just have to be 5% more of who you already are, and let people see that, because that's what's missing. People buy people. They don't buy products or brands or degrees, qualifications, all these things that we think that matter. People buy people. People are more likely to hire someone because they know, like, and trust them than they are to hire a portfolio or resume. Because, I mean, I didn't need a portfolio or resume when I got my jobs. I just needed to tell a well enough story of how I solved problems and what value I brought to the market and how I'd already used that and what I was doing in the community for other UX designers. So you have to clearly communicate the value that you already have, the person that you already are, your unique perspective and lens on how the world is. And there's a really interesting podcast called Get Out of the Jam Jar by my friend Sarah Khan. You've got to check out her latest episode where she talks about that very thing. We're talking about niching down and cutting parts of us off, and people get stuck in this bottle that, you know, I can't just put my finger on one thing that I do because I do so many things well, and they don't understand that the perspective, the lens through which they see the world, their personality is actually the gift that they bring to anywhere they go. It's not the qualification, the degree. Most people aren't even doing what their degree told them that they could do. It's their unique perspective, their unique experiences, their unique lens on how they view the world, how they view problems, and how they problem solve. That is the gold. So a degree will show what you've learned, but clarity shows how you create value, and value is what creates opportunity. So again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So let's create change. Join us inside the greater university and let's build something greater. Let's step into the greater you. We have all been through something that can help others, whether in life or business. Thank you, Tiffany. We have, and that's a main proponent for why M3 Plus, the nonprofit that we have coming up this Thursday, we are helping people recession proof their careers. And everyone that comes to M3 is a mentor and they're a mentee. We all have something we can learn and we all have something we can teach. We all have something to give, we all have something to take, but everyone is on the same level, because what I've seen happen in this room is you get seniors who get at a table with some juniors and they see that the juniors have way more value than they realize, and why don't these people have jobs? They're amazing. Then the juniors get to see that the seniors still struggle with imposter syndrome and sometimes don't even know what they're doing and are afraid to get found out that they don't know how to use Figma, or the tools that are relevant to the job because they've been so far removed in leadership, or they've come so far from junior and entry level that they don't have to deal with the things that people deal with at that level. They just delegate, and that tension is melted, a connection's created, and jobs are gotten. I believe that we've helped more people get jobs than the schools and the boot camps combined just by creating connections. Connection is so imperative. And I'm not frozen. I'm just trying to think of how to say this delicately right now. We are in an age where something called social media has divided and isolated us more than anything in the history of mankind. And post-COVID, so many people are disconnected, looking for true and genuine connection, and they have no idea where to find it. I am working on building a team building and community building space where I teach people how to get into their heads and back into the room that they're in so they can create genuine connections that actually create something meaningful, rather than everyone pretending like everything's okay and they understand everyone. And I don't know, I thought about the Safe to Speak Lab. I don't know. We're kind of building this as we go, just like this right now. I'm building it as I go. I'm teaching you what I learn as I learn it. And we're growing and leveling up together. So if any of these things I've mentioned have interest you, if anything stuck out to you about this live that really has helped you, I'd love to see it in the comments. What stood out? If you're interested in anything that I've talked about, I think the link is in the description for the Greater University. I'd love to see you there Wednesday. I think that's really all I have for you in the live today. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them live here for everyone else, because I get so many DMs with so many different questions, and some of them, most of them are the same, and I want to answer them for you right here. One that I've noticed with these hundreds of people that I've talked to over the last 7 years, probably thousands now, is of all of the things I give people, the most powerful exercise I tell people do is visualization. And it's because your brain can't tell the difference between a dream and a memory. And so at all times, we are telling ourselves and our brains exactly what we want and what to look for, but we don't realize we're doing it. Our words are so powerful, we will use them to express disdain, complain, vent, and we don't realize that we're opening up our awareness to see more of that stuff and bring more of it to us. But that pattern works the same if I'm expressing gratitude, or I'm talking about opportunities, or I'm talking as if I've already achieved the thing. We were at like 10 members, maybe 8 in the Greater University for the longest. I started talking about it more, and now the last time I had looked, we were at 18. Then I looked again, we're at 30. So we're growing. I already visualized the Greater University having millions of people in it, being the only school group with 1 million people in it. But The exercise is visualization. Because your mind can't tell the difference between a dream, a memory, it's all reality to it because it sees it first. And everything that exists now had to be born twice. It had to be born in the dream realm first. Someone had to see it up here in the ethers or whatever. And then they had to draw it, map it out, prototype it, sketch it, tell someone about it. And then it slowly started to manifest. So I want you to visualize what it would be like to succeed and engage all 5 of your senses. What does it sound like when you win, when you get that job offer, when you get that client that signs on with you? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What are you listening to? What are you hearing around you? What are people saying? What are you saying? How do you feel? Like, what is the emotion? What is the sensation going through your body? What are you smelling? What did you cook as a result? Where did you go to celebrate? Where did you go eat? What is it that you're smelling around you? What are you tasting? What are you eating? What does that taste in your mouth? What does success taste like? Really engage your senses and visualize it. Like, I put out that application, that person reached back out. We had a couple interviews. They went really well. I got an offer a couple days later. I start this date. Me and my family went out to celebrate because they gave me an advance, and now I'm able to travel because I'm with this company and they offer this many benefits. Like, be specific. I'm not sure why, but your volume is real low. I hear me real clear and real high in my headphones. What about now? Is it doing that? What about now? No. I don't know. I don't know why my volume is really low. It's, I don't know. StreamYard. Can everybody hear me okay? Like, is it just you, Elijah? Is it my mic? Does it need to go up? I don't know. Maybe I need to visualize this all working out and my mic not giving me trouble all the time. Let's see. What about now? I've turned my mic volume up in 3 places. I hope you can hear me. What's up, Elijah? Tiffany hears me clearly. So far it sounds the same, so nothing's helping. That's so weird. Now you can hear the train in the background, or at least I can in my headphones. Is it my voice? Am I that low? So I ask for engagement and questions, and I get that we can't hear your voice. Can you hear me now? What if I just put my bottom lip on the microphone? Now we're doing ASMR. You can succeed. I believe in you. Okay, I'm done. That's the live. That's all I got. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm just going to encourage you. Be bold and courageous. Do everything that you do with passion, and I promise you will have a life that you love. Now go be greater, and hopefully we see you in the Greater University Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until next week, that's all I got. He said, I can understand you, though. Your value isn't distorted. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm going for. No distorted value, clearly communicated what's in it for you. How can you get from point A to point B? And enjoy your week. I will see you in the next stream next Monday when we talk about transitioning with purpose. Not sure exactly how that's going to go or what's going to happen between now and then that influences that conversation, but I'm here for it, and I hope you are too. See y'all next time.